Race fans, welcome to Las Vegas, home of the Strip, home of the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds, and for tonight, home of the OSCA Weekend Woodsmen Series. Bet it all on Red 100. The fourth event of this season's campaign, we have two exciting halves of racing for you, a 23-lap sprint, a 44-lap feature, both of which are sure to add to the great story that we are writing for 2025A. I'm Cameron Rich with Ty McIntosh in the booth and Carlos Acosta doing the hard work as always. We're excited to bring you tonight's action on 3 Wide TV, and we'll start off with our broadcast picks for tonight. And because he's bringing up the rear, Neil, you're gonna go first tonight, bud.
That's me. Give me old Darren Staff tonight. I already picked Staff, did I? Did I?
Yep, you did.
I did. Dang! Give me Santee then.
You picked my pick, so I'll pick your pick, Neil. I'm gonna go with Darren.
Hey, that's what Cam Jr. and Cam Sr. do.
All right, move over, kids. We're going for a wild card here. Dave Karp is my pick for tonight for half one.
I like that pick. Trying to get her to make her pick here quick.
Okay, I am gonna do... I'll do Neil.
I also would do Neil.
That's a statement.
Yeah,
Me
hey,
too.
Yeah. Join the club.
just one of those guys, What can I say?
That's why we
Sips-
all have Neil Rutt merch.
Sips tea over here.
All right, I'm gonna go with the guy that I don't know if I'll ever get to pick him again. I'm gonna go with Dylan Gooden.
Son of a...
TP, who you got?
One of
That was a good one.
oh, wow. Let's go with Noah Brown.
Oh, that's the choice.
Yep,
Go with the bad boy.
we're looking for broadcaster incident points, apparently.
Carlos, who you got?
Give me some of that Canadian juices in me. I'm gonna pick James Miller.
Pause.
Oh.
Whoa. Kim, who you
Pilot
got?
already.
Let's go with my man Gilly.
That's a choice.
Alright.
Okay, thank you guys for making your picks. I'm gonna try to move you guys down. So.
I got it. I got myself.
All right, we'll go ahead and get back to the broadcast here. Qualifying is complete here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Darren Staff was your pole sitter. He's going to line up next to Fidel Fabian. We'll quickly go through the field a little bit here. Kynan Jones is third. Santiago Aguirre is fourth. Noah Brown fifth. Jake Scarborough sixth. Dylan Gooden seventh. James Miller is eighth. Dylan Thomas ninth. And Dallas Myhan, he's going to be starting 10th. Ty.
Gilberto Javier Gomera is going to roll off 11th alongside defending champion Daniel Gore. Dave Carpenter in the number 71 machine roll off 13th, and Matt Hackathorn roll off 14th. God bless. Aaron Evans will roll off 15th alongside AJ Clemens, coming off of 2 great runs last week and the week before. It's in the 16th position. 17th is going to be Thomas Capuano alongside the 32 truck of Dustin Dewar, 2 OSCA veterans. Thomas looking great in that white and green car. And it's going to be Neil Rutt in the 66 machine starting 19th, and Austin Beers, the driver's pick, starting P20.
Last week's oh-so-close driver, the number 9 of Dave Westergreen, rolls off P21 next to Adam Peeler in the 27 machine. He'll start 22nd. Ray Bracey, Bojo machine, he'll roll off 23rd. Nate Hall in number 55 will roll off in 24th place tonight. 25th is the number 18 of Dakota Pignataro. Zach Evans in number 6, a Rick Corelli inspired machine, rolls off in 26th. He is your last qualified driver on the field. Rolling off in 27th is Tim Conrad, Caden Tufts in 28th, and 29th. Your last driver tonight of the 3 that have not taken time is DJ Weeks, and that is your field for the first half of tonight's race. Tie short one here, 23 laps. We're running sub 30 second laps at this racetrack. If we go green, we're going to be racing for about 12, 13 minutes.
Oh shit! They're
Yeah,
not
I mean,
the
I he did. Yeah, Darren and Fidel, what a front row there. Absolute RKM lockout there. Fidel's somebody that we've talked about a lot, by the way. He had an impressive run last week at Auto Club, and he's looking to do the same thing today. But like you were saying, Cam, really short race here if we go green. These guys are going to be packed up. There's not a whole lot of lifting necessary. This is going to be like a really weird race for these guys. Most mile and a halves aren't going to be like this, but Las Vegas, one of those that it's very wide, especially with these trucks. These trucks are pretty skinny in the first place, so they're going to be packed 3. I don't think they're going to go 4, but it's going to be chaotic, and hopefully we get this done pretty quick here.
Yep, and you are not seeing anything on your screen there. That there is some special trucks tonight, so we'll have to go through some of those as we see them. Pace truck's going to be rolling off here in about, well, now. Takes that hard left down to pit road. Fields in the hands of Darren Staff. He has his teammate to the outside of him, Fidel Fabian. We'll see what those 2 RKM trucks can do on this start. Maybe get a stranglehold on the field. Green flag out here at Las Vegas. 23 laps ahead of these guys. We'll see what they can do in the race tonight. Good start for that number 45 on the bottom side. We think that's going to be the preferred groove in this first half. It's going to be a short one, so not a lot of time for these tires to wear out. Not a lot of time for these drivers to make moves. There's going to be some desperation.
We're already seeing a little bit of it there as they start to scatter. Austin Beers looking to make some noise to get up to the front. But out front right now, Darren Staff with that huge run from the bottom. He's going to be clear by about a car length and a half. Back to Kynan Jones and Noah Brown side by side for second.
And they're 3 wide for about a couple rows deep here. We got a 3 wide battle for the around the top 5 there. That's well, they're not 3 wide anymore as I say that. We're on board here with that looks like the number 1 of Darren Staff. So that's your leader right now. So gonna be interesting to see how this race plays out, how these drivers manage these lines. It is kind of like a super speedway. They are flat out right now, but it is a lot tighter. So those runs are not going to come as easily or as the same as Daytona. So see that battle for second right behind the 45 of Staff. We're about to be 3 wide here into turn 1. And I think they stopped better right there.
Nick mentioned earlier, somebody who's making a return to OSCA here. Started to run full-time, had to step away last season. Dylan Gooden, a great qualifying effort for him. He's looking pretty good so far. He's trying to make some noise here in what might be his only start of the season.
Yep, he's doing really good there, running in the 5th position. Right there on the bottom of the racetrack. Not a lot of help from him from the behind, so he's losing out to that outside line, Santiago Aguirre in the 88, so he had some help from a couple teammates around him, 77 Jake Scarborough. I want to note on that truck, he has Dan Weldon-inspired numbers, so a little tribute to the late racer there, so good to see that. But we are still 2x2 lockstep here at the pack. Battle for the lead. Noah Brown on the outside and Darren Staff on the inside. Darren Staff, he's had that lead all race. Does not want to give it up, but he might have to here. That outside line's looking really strong.
Noah Brown was able to get to the outside of Darren pretty swiftly there with that help on the outside, but Fidel backed off, and now they're just kind of staggered and stuck there. As up on the 3rd lane, James Miller in that white and gold truck. That's a new paint scheme for him this week. He's trying to make a little bit of noise, but out front, they are deadlocked side by side with no help to Noah Brown, but here it comes. Oh, maybe not. The teammate.
Ooh, that's really tight there into turn number 3. They almost made contact there. One truck I saw make a really aggressive move. I think right behind this truck we're on board, it was the number 13 of Dylan Thomas. He had a really aggressive move down at the bottom in turn number 1, made it 3 wide, and essentially shoved the 09 of Miller up the racetrack a little bit, but everybody better for... Ooh, some trouble for the 77. He got really shot up the racetrack there in turn number 2. Not sure what happened to him, but ooh. We got some argy-bargy here, Ty. The 67 of Clemens and the 69 of Gore. Looks like they're a little bit mad at each other.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of cat and mouse down the racetrack. Not really sure what that was about. That was a whole lot of turbulence, though. As Jake Scarborough's going to try to push Austin Beers, maybe accidentally look 3 here just inside the top 10, but out front, Fidel Fabian trying to make a move. Noah Brown's blinking a little bit, but Fidel Fabian right now trying to help his teammate get out front, maybe get clear of that 65 truck.
And big shout out to Austin Beers. He started back in 20th. He's up to 9th. That is a huge run for that 19 truck. So on a track where you have to draft your way to the front, he is getting there in a hurry. Got some help from the behind, or from the 77 of Scarborough. He's fallen back just a little bit. Started P6, now back there behind that 19. Up here at the front, it's still Darren Staff. He has held on to that lead with that bottom lane, having some help from his teammate at 51 of Fidel Fabian, having a really good run here. And doing some good work for that RKM Motorsports team, keeping those trucks out front.
Talk about another guy that's moved up, not too much, but just a little bit. Neil Rutt. Oh, Dylan Gooden! Hard to the outside wall, head on. We might get a yellow here. Yeah, they're still wrecking. Dustin Dewar, Neil Rutt. Oh, I jinxed him. Son of a... That wasn't Neil, that was Dakota. Oh, good. Oh, there's 2 green trucks. Oh, thank... Oh, ew.
too many green trucks in OSCA, but
Too many.
yeah, definitely big damage on that 75 and a couple others as well. Let's see what happens. Looks like through that exchange, Noah Brown was able to take the lead from Darren Staff, so he is your leader in caution. Replay going to show here. Ooh, some contact with the 48 of Evans. I think Hackathorn was involved there a little bit. Dustin Dewar you saw. And the other side of the coin for the RKM trucks, Dallas Myhan was involved. I don't see much damage. But as you know, Ty, these trucks are so aero sensitive.
Oh no.
Yeah, a bunch of netcode there. These trucks are so aero sensitive, even a light tap can really ruin your day.
Somebody
common...
Oh.
I was sorry, I was going to say, it's just been a common theme over these last few weeks, the netcode.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, like, iRacing can do the best that they can to really try to help it, but it kind of just depends on the service at that exact moment. It's definitely been a little worse here lately, but somebody to note there that barely made it through the end of that wreck, Caden Tufts. Dustin Dewar was sliding down the racetrack, had it locked up, nothing he could really do. So some great work there by Caden to get through that and not pick up any damage.
How about some strategy here on the racetrack? You see the 65 there and the 09 of James Miller. They stayed out. It looks like most of the rest of the field, Darren Staff on back, decided to come down pit road and get some 4 fresh tires on the thing. So we'll have to see how that plays out with such a short race. I mean, we only have 13. We're going to have like maybe 11, 10 laps to go when we go green. So many people pitted though, Ty. I think that's going to be the call.
Yeah, but I think one guy to point out here, Tim Conrad, he didn't set a qualifying time, and I think he was wondering if this would maybe be something he could do here. Obviously, he's in that highlighter truck right there, one of our special trucks tonight. But I heard some rumblings that maybe you could save a little. I think maybe we're good on fuel. You might have had to save a little bit in the first place. So I'm wondering if that was the plan for Tim, sit in the back, wait for a yellow, not take tires, take a risk here. Tim's not had the worst season, but he's also not had the best season, so maybe just a little bit of a play here for Tim. And I think it's a smart one.
I love the call. Go for it. What do you have to lose? So, good call on Tim's part. I think we're going to see a really interesting race here once we go green. We have two of the most aggressive drivers in OSCA here, 65 Noah Brown, 09 James Miller. We know that both of those drivers will defend their position with their life, and they both are going for that position that they want right now. So. We know they've had some run-ins in the past, a little bit of drama. I can't believe it would spill over into this season, but always something to keep in mind of. And as commentators, we just have to bring up the drama just a little bit.
Speaking of somebody that I completely missed, other than Tim, DJ Weeks also started shotgun on the field in the 29th spot. Did not set a qualifying time, and he also stayed out. So I'm starting to wonder if this is just a really good plan here that nobody else really saw coming, or if this is just something that we're trying that might not work at all. But either way, 2 drivers that need some good runs, and I think they're about to get some.
And we know something will happen there. Something will happen. Those trucks will do something in this race. They definitely will. So whether it works out or not, we'll definitely have to see. But a little interesting mix here with the tires and the no tires and the different strategies. It's a really short run to the end here, and it's going to be they got to go. They don't have any time left here to putz around. It's go time.
By the way, what did race control rule on that? Did we hear anything?
Race control ruled it on the 48. Green flag out once again here. Noah Brown with a great restart on that bottom line. He clears Tim Conrad by about 2.5 car lengths into turn number 1. And it looks like the battle is going to be for third, maybe second. Tim Conrad on the bottom. He is looking for second from that 09 of James Miller. Noah Brown, he's quite literally gone right there. About a 4-car length lead through turn number 1, but they'll catch him back up again once this pack reforms itself up and gets back going here. 3 wide into turn number 3. Daniel Gore was looking inside of Tim Conrad and just quite literally took it there. And he's on fresh tires, so he's coming.
Caution.
Ooh, that's the 18 of Dakota Pignataro. He has been involved in something there off turn number 4. It spun around, had some damage on the truck. Have to think he got some contact, but that was. I think we're seeing the tires coming in play already here. We'll see what happened in the wreck. Dakota was just sideways and never gathered it up. Unfortunately, Nate Hall also involved in the wreck. He's going to go hard at the inside wall, and both of those drivers, only 10 more laps of the race for them. They won't have to suffer for it too much longer. Good avoidance there from Bojo. I don't think he made any contact with that truck.
He tagged him just a little bit. I think it might be enough to damage the 7 a little bit here, but at this point for Ray, he's not, not in the worst spot to have to come in and fix damage, as unfortunate as it is.
Not at all.
Just gets loose.
Replay here once again.
I don't know, something breaks or he just gets loose.
Yeah, that truck was sideways before he was almost even turned into the corner. So whatever happened there definitely happened early, and it happened hard.
Luck definitely not be in the air tonight for him.
Went to the end of the rainbow. I did not find a pot of gold. Found a spin for his troubles.
Just want to say hi, Ray. That comment I made last, that's probably going to be on.
Also, one of our webcam drivers, Naughty, has turned on their microphone so we can hear everything. I have no idea who it is, so we apologize for hearing somebody speaking in the background.
Naughty driver, we will find you and probably give you an interview because it'll probably come through double. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on that.
I think I know who it is.
Somebody did the potty mouth?
No. But they didn't listen to me, so they're naughty.
Which guy?
Oh, is it Fidel?
No, it's not.
Oh no.
Actually, I think I know who it is. Might be Peeler. I don't know. Right now, we can't figure it out.
Well, as we have some tech issues that are caused by user errors here, we're still under caution. 10 laps to go. Let's give you a quick, just a little update of the top 10 here. Noah Brown, Daniel Gore, the 2 Redux teammates are 1 and 2. Darren Staff is 3rd. He's been, I don't think, any high or any lower than 3rd all race. So he's having a really good run. Tim Conrad up there in 4th. James Miller 5th. Dylan Thomas 6th. Santiago Aguirre is 7th. Del Fabian up there in 8th. Kynan Jones 9th. Austin Beers is your 10th place driver right now. And Ty, we're doubling up here once again. I think those tires on the 69 already proved their worth with that restart. He was able to fly through the field and get up there to the inside of his teammate. I don't know if that's a good spot to be. Those Redux trucks have a tendency to have magnets in each other and do some things. Break number 1 of the rules of racing.
Yeah, Noah Brown might be a sitting duck here. Daniel Gore was absolutely ripping there, made that move on Tim Conrad. DJ Weeks is nowhere to be found up inside the top 10. I believe he pitted, realized maybe it wasn't the greatest idea. Carlos, I did realize who it was, and I notified them that their mic was on the broadcast.
Oh, you can hear it?
Yeah, it's Bojo.
It's Bojo? Oh, it's Bojo. Come on. Do I have something for... Yeah, I do.
It was Bojo. Is pace cars getting ready to pull off here, Cam?
Yep, makes the hard left turn there. Field is in the hands of Noah Brown. He's on the outside line there. Daniel Gore, his teammates at the inside line. Good restart again for Noah Brown. He gets a good jump on the field. 1, 2.5, 3 car lengths away from 35 of Tim Conrad. He's going to pull down the inside lane on this restart. So got the hard thing out of the way here, Ty. He's got the restart. They're getting single file back to about 4th, 5th place. Now he's got to hold off those new tires on that 69. Ooh, aggressive move on the inside here from the 45 of Darren Staff. Sorry about that. I wasn't expecting that move so quick, but he's going for it.
You are all good. I think that Daniel Gore might not be his only problem here. I'm looking at the 19 of Austin Beers, giving a great shot to Santiago. He's actually going to try to pass Santi here. But Austin Beers is absolutely moving. Somebody that likes to be aggressive. We're going to go 3 wide for the lead. Darren Staff on the bottom on fresh tires.
Wow, that was an aggressive move, and you can tell he wants this win. He's going for his first OSCA win tonight. He's going to pinch off of turn number 2. Not quite clear. That was really close. Those 2 Redux trucks on the outside of him. They're in a tough spot. They have that 45 of Darren Staff below them. They can't go anywhere, and he's going to get them through turn 3 and 4. He might be clear here.
Oh, Noah Brown's going to make a run to the outside. They're still staggered. 3. Here comes Austin Beers. About a car length back from Daniel Gore now. He's going to try to make a run to the lead here.
This is a really tight race here. Really tight spot for these guys to be in. One wrong move from that 45 or that 65, and we have a field ender. That's going to be a big wreck here tonight. They're blocking, they're weaving, they're going all over the place. They're trying to get whatever track they have into turn number 3. Up the track goes Noah Brown. I don't think there was any contact there, just hard racing.
Here comes Austin Beers with a little bit of help from the rookie Fidel Fabian, who qualified on the second spot earlier. He's coming back to the field. Kynan Jones as well. Here comes Neil Rutt. They're stacking up. Oh, big move. They're tight 3.
This is incredible racing, Ty. Now the battle's for second. Daniel Gore on the inside. Austin Beers on the outside. They're going to 3 wide for third place back there. Fidel Fabian in the middle. He's in a tough spot. Let's see what he can do. The 13 of Dylan Thomas. He's been up there all night. What can he do? Let's see if he can make a move up there to the lead.
Fidel Fabian right now making a run. A little bit of contact with Austin Beers. It looked like Austin was about to get turned there, but nonetheless, Noah Brown to the back of the 51. He's going to go 3 in the middle. Noah Brown, a little bit of contact. Those tires are starting to struggle here, Cam. They've been full throttle for so long that those tires are starting to give up a little.
There was barely a hole there, and Noah Brown made sure that he was going to fill that hole, and definitely Fidel probably not too pleased about that, but it's right near the end of the race. We got 3 laps to go coming to the line here, and this battle for third place on back is incredible.
A lot of notable names here in the top 6 that are looking to win some races here. You mentioned Darren Staff trying to win his first. Neil Rutt trying to end a long streak. Same for Kynan Jones. Noah Brown starting to get around to the outside with a little bit of help from Austin Beers. Here comes his teammate making a move on Darren Staff.
Yep, on the outside of his quarter panel into turn number 3. That's a dangerous spot to be because once you get there, it's hard to keep that truck on the bottom. So Darren Staff having to turn that wheel just a little bit extra left in that corner, and that can lead itself to a push-loose situation here. 2 laps to go. Those 2 trucks are side by side across the line.
Kynan Jones starting to sneak up like the land shark that he is. Austin Beers, though, on that outside lane with a little bit of help from Noah Brown. Noah got really tight there in 3 and 4. He lost about 3 spots and counting. Also moving up there, Jake Scarborough. He's come out of nowhere, and he's looking to challenge for this lead. Neil Rutt, little loose.
Coming here through turn 3 and 4 on the last lap. The advantage looks like to be on the outside line. They're a little bit more formed up than that bottom side, so Darren Staff needs a little bit of help. Here comes Austin Beers. He was looking 3, looking 2, now looking 3 on the outside. Now lead goes to Daniel Gore. He was able to get clear of that 45. 45 sliding up in turn number 2. He looks like he's a little bit out of sorts right now, trying to gather that truck back up. But now the battle for the lead is between the 19 and the 69. Here comes Austin Beers around the outside.
I don't think a run's going to formulate here for Austin Beers, which means, contact in the back. But nonetheless, Daniel Gore is going to win half 1 of the Bet It All on Red 100.
Wow, what an incredible race there. We got some wrecking cars in the back. 0-0 of Caden Tuff, 67 AJ Clemens. I saw Noah Brown and Jake Scarborough in that as well, so I think they just had some, they all ran out of room coming across the line there. But what an incredible race. What an incredible win there for Daniel Gore. That was a hard-fought race, and really looked like, really got a feel for Darren Staff. Looks like he might have had that chance to get his first win, but just comes up a little bit short tonight.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it, when you get to the front like that and you're the leader, it's really hard on a normal plate track to block those runs, right? But when it's somewhere like Las Vegas where it's so tight and the runs come out of nowhere, it's really a struggle. As we see the results here, Daniel Gore is your winner. We'll run through the top 15 for you here. Austin Beers P2, Darren Staff P3, Dylan Thomas P4. He wasn't really mentioned much. Was that him instead of Kynan?
Yeah, that was him instead of Kynan.
Yes, yeah.
That was him the whole time. Okay, great. They have very similar looking trucks. My bad on that call there. That was Dylan Thomas. Neil Rutt 5th, Fidel Fabian 6th, Jake Scarborough 7th, AJ Clemens 8th, Santiago 9th, Caden Tuffs P10.
The U.S. David Westergain comes home in 11th. He had a little bit of trouble there at the end. Looks like he might have some words with the 77. Dave Carpenter comes home in 12th. Matt Hackthorne comes home P13. James Miller P14. Those 2 TMR trucks, not the best finish of the night. Zach Evans comes home 15th. Noah Brown involved in an accident there at the end. He comes home 16th. Thomas Capuano comes home in 17th. Dallas Mahan 18th. Kynan Jones 19th. And Ray Bracey comes home in P20.
We are gearing up to make our broadcast picks here. And it is looking like Mr. Vic Bloom is going to go first here, with Dylan Gooden being the 29th position finisher of the race for Apple.
My pick got Aaron Evans, so I'm I'm gonna go for half two. I'm gonna go for a South Shore pick here. I'm gonna go for D West in the 9 car. Tim, your pick kind of sucked too. Who you got?
Yeah, you'll have that with those big jobs.
Who you got for half two?
So you're gonna tell us who you're gonna pick?
Yeah, it's
Oh, I didn't realize it was me. Can I take Zach Evans?
I don't know. Can you?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
All right, I'm taking Zach.
Who's going backwards?
Yeah. PP, who you got?
Did he take Zach Evans or not? I'm beyond
He did
confused.
take Zach Evans.
Okay. Let's go with Hackathorn.
I like that pick. Quiet pick. Carlos, who you got?
I'm a little bit thirsty. I'm gonna pick a certain Austin who's affiliated with beers.
Good pick. Ty, who you got?
I've been thinking on this for a minute, and I'm gonna go ahead and take it. I'm gonna take Daniel Gore.
Early pick. I like that though. Neil, who you got?
Give me Dallas my hand.
I should let you know before you finalize that pick. Dallas My Hand is having to run without his VR setup.
Give me Dallas my hand.
Okay. You.
Shoot. Did anyone pick Aaron Evans?
Usually
No,
not.
I'm not stupid.
Okay, I won't do him then.
But that looked good.
God, I don't know who to do. Can I do Dylan Thomas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody put some Jeopardy music there. Am, who you got?
I am going to go with probably the most pissed off driver tonight. One who I know is crashing out looking to redeem his half number 1. I'm going with Noah Brown.
All right, that's the picks.
All right. So we get set to roll through the grid here and look at how we're going to start with that invert for half two. It's going to be a pretty crazy race here, I got a feeling. On the pole, somebody who tried to play a little strategy play there, DJ Weeks. So it's going to be different for him, I'm sure. To his outside on that front row is going to be Gilberto. So 2 drivers who, I haven't had great runs. Gilly's been up there. He's had a chance to win his first OSCA race a lot. He's just had really bad luck. Yellows have happened. A number of things have happened to Gilberto that have just been really unfortunate. So he'd sure be a name that would be a great winner for half number 2 here, Cam.
Yeah, and it's going to be really interesting to see how those drivers who are going to make use of this invert, how they're going to play this race. It's going to be a little bit longer, 44 laps instead of 23. So for ease of use, we can say that is double the distance. We are going to have a pit stop. There's going to be some tire saving involved, and probably something that a lot of people don't think about. Those trucks that are starting up near the front, they necessarily weren't up there in the front for half number 1. They might not know how that truck's going to drive. Might drive a little bit differently. That truck definitely drives a little bit differently in the pack when you got aero push and all those trucks moving around you. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can maybe use that to the advantage. Maybe keep that truck out there and make full use of the invert.
Yeah, and especially with this longer race too, right? I don't think we're going to see as many different strategy calls as we did in the first one with a couple guys staying out, with it being a shorter race. I think if we have a caution at about halfway, everybody's going to come down. It's really going to depend on if it happens later. It's definitely going to be a trickier call, but it's going to be exciting nonetheless. And I think, like you mentioned, that clean air is going to matter a lot. So if you're up front, you're going to try to sit up there. If you're in the back, you don't want to be back there for long because you're risking a lot.
Absolutely, and see on your screen there, we're in the nighttime now, so another variable to this race. They were racing during the daytime in half number 1, nighttime in half number 2. Let's go through your grid. Actually, Ty, you take it away. You had it before.
All right, DJ Weeks is going to lead us to the green here. We on the pole with Gilberto Javier Gomera on his outside. Bojo Ray Bracey, potty mouth of the race. He's going to be P3. Kynan Jones, who is outside in the 4th spot. Rolling off 5th, Dallas My Hand. We heard his VR issue, so hopefully he can rebound from that. Thomas Capuano going to be to his outside in that number 21 machine in P6. Driver looking to rebound. Noah Brown will start P7. Probably the best guy to start with this invert. And Zach Evans, P8. P9, the 09 of James Miller, Mr. Tim Hortons himself, and his teammate, Matt Hackathorn, rolls off P10.
Coming in 11th place, we got Dave Carpenter rolling off on the inside of row number 5, and Dave Westry comes off P number 12. He's going to look like he's going to want a good run here in half number 2. Caden Tuff starts P13. Santiago Aguirre starts P14 here in half number 2. Look for him to be strong here near the end. AJ Plemons starts 15th. Next, Jake Scarborough in 16th. We saw him have trouble on the last lap of the race. Probably affected his grid position here. Fidel Fabian, good run for him in half number 1. Very crucial to that RKM success. Starts 17th. Neil Rutt starts 18th. Dylan Thomas rolls off in P19. Great run for him in half number 1. We'll watch for that truck to be fast. And Darren Staff, probably the heartbreak of the race, starts P20.
21st is going to be Austin Beers. 22nd. Drive's going to contend with him a lot here, Mr. Daniel Gore. 23rd, Tim Conrad, and 24th, Dustin Dewar. A couple of OSCA old heads. 25th, Vector, Adam Peeler in that number 27 machine, and Aaron Evans, 26th. 27th, the driver with some unfortunate luck, Dakota Pignataro, and Nate Hall will roll off 28th in that Chill Guy Chevrolet. And Dylan Gooden will bring up the rear in the number 75 machine after a unfortunate half one that led to Vic Bloom's demise in the broadcast booth.
Be a really fun race here. Half 1 was incredible. That was some of the best racing I've seen in a while in this league, and I definitely think it's going to be a little bit even better here in this second half. A little bit of connection issues for the 73. Looks like he's all good to go, just a slight blink. But nighttime track here, Ty. More grip, more speed. These trucks are going to be banging off into turn number 1, and it'll be really fun here to watch. Pace truck has made the hard left into pit road. Field in the hands of DJ Weeks, and he's on that loud pedal green flag out here tonight for half number 2. 44 laps in this race, and definitely going to be a bit of a longer one tonight, but still not long in the grand scheme of things. It's relatively still going to be a short race here tonight. 44 laps at Vegas. If we go green, it's going to be about 22 minutes or so. So big battle there into turn number 3. 3 wide already for 3rd place. On the bottom looks like it was Dallas Myhand. He's looking aggressive here in half number 2. Contact there.
Larry Mack says the nighttime is the right time, and these guys are dicing it up. Thomas Capuano with a little bit of a wiggle there. These guys are going about 3 rows deep, it looked like for a second there. Bojo still having to fight Kynan Jones off. Meanwhile, out at the front, Gilberto Javier Gomera, he's looking to chase down DJ Weeks. Kynan up the racetrack. These guys are going at it hard early.
Yep, we're 3 wide all the way back there to about AJ Plemons. He's in 16th right now, looking to make a move there under Jake Scarborough. He thinks better of it. Knows this is a longer race. He's got 43 more laps to try to make a move. Doesn't need to do it right now. Plus, this invert is causing problems for those drivers in the back. They got to get to the field.
David Westergreen is quite literally in a hornet's nest right now. If you look just behind the trucks that we were looking at there, he is he's bobbing and weaving. He was in the middle, boxed out. He's finally starting to get calmed down there. Hopefully he's chilling out. But up at the front, you talked about Noah Brown. He's going to go to the inside of Gilberto. He's going to look to get DJ Weeks. He is on the move early from that 7th spot.
No save in that truck. He is going flat out, looking for the lead already off of turn number 4. Wasting no time getting to the lead. I think he's going to get it here at the line. Noah Brown, leader on lap number 4 of 44. He was out front most of last race, had some trouble at the end. He's got to be mad in that car. He's looking for redemption.
A little bit deeper in the pack. Guys starting to work their way through. A little bit of contact between the 90 and 77. They're able to hold on to it. There was a little bit of contact up front. Bojo's still 3 wide. And he's got the 32 at Dustin Dewar, I believe, and the 99 to Gilberto Javier Gomera. They are up there dogfighting.
We thought that this was going to be a little bit of a not so hard race in the beginning because we have a longer one here, but they are still 3 wide, 2 wide everywhere on this racetrack, using it all. They all paid $11.95 for it, so might as well use the whole racetrack. It's like at the front here, it's calmed down just a little bit. First time all race, we've actually had single file, and we're on board with Dallas Myhand. He's currently in 3rd there, watching the 97 of Weeks and the 65 of Brown in front of him. Good run on the outside for that 41 of Myhand. We'll see if he attempts to make a move. He's going to stick his nose in there, but Not enough, not committed enough to make a move there. Looks like he's actually under fire from the 7 of Bojo.
Bojo trying to get out front. He's had a lot of moves made on him. He's trying to get out to where he can make these moves, and he's looking to get clear. Dallas my hand right there. He's got some help from the 21 of Thomas Capuano. 70 notably not moving through the field as quick as I thought. Austin Deere still back there struggling in about that 18th spot. So look for him to make his way through slowly. Maybe he's making a tire play here, taking his time. But out front, Noah Brown, DJ Weeks, Ray Bracey, Dallas my hand hanging on there. And I do want to correct myself earlier. I'm making Paint Goose. That was not Dustin Dewar. That was the 09 of James Miller. Paints are different. I'm struggling. Just like that is Kynan Jones. Dylan Thomas earlier was not Kynan Jones. I am doing what Cam did last week with numbers, except far more obvious things that I'm struggling with tonight.
It's all right, Ty. We're on board with Kynan. This is the battle for P5 in front of him, and he's got a really nice view of it. Those trucks are all over the place right now. Bottom line checks up a little bit there with Capuano, and Kynan Jones decides to go on the outside, maybe get a run there to turns 1 and 2. Here's the number 6 of Zach Evans. We're on board with him. Back in P11, he's back in a bit of a hornet's nest with him. You see the TMR trucks of Miller and Hackathorn there on the outside. A little bit of a view of what he's seeing in the trucks here. These trucks move around a lot, Ty. This track in Vegas, it was repaved back in 06, but it is not a smooth racetrack. There's definitely bumps and swells and all sorts of stuff around this racetrack. It's not a smooth track to drive around.
You know, there's a lot of characteristics on this place. Obviously, we're not going to see them run it as much with this being a truck race and it's a little more full throttle, but if you start to run the top side, those bumps are going to get the truck way out of shape. They don't have to do that tonight. Apologies for the background noise. But they are certainly finding these bumps that are getting these things loose. I think, like Dakota found earlier when he got loose, as these tires get older, it's going to get a little more uncertain as they get into the corners with these runs and they get aero tight and aero push. But up front, DJ Weeks looking to the outside of Noah Brown. He wants that lead back.
Yes, he does. He's going around the outside of 1 and 2. Don't know if he's going to get enough run up there, but it looks like, ooh, he is going to get it, but Noah Brown's going to chop the door off and close it. And say, no, thank you. I will keep this lead for now. A good battle there for the lead up there. I think this is probably the most calm we've been all night. Single file to about P10, it looks like. And no 3 wide. I think this is the first time all night, Ty. We haven't seen 3 wide somewhere on the racetrack.
Yeah, no, normally somewhere from what we've seen, there's somebody trying to take advantage of somebody not wanting to push as hard as we see Fidel Fabian, unfortunately, on pit road. Is that an issue? Let's find out. Let's see if I can figure anything out.
Definitely
there,
unscheduled.
Right. Yeah, absolutely unscheduled. 11 laps into this 44-lap race. But, yeah, no, to your point, nobody really having to push as hard. It's a little bit longer. I think that's the longer half doing that there. But no 3 wide, a little bit of 2 wide. And we're going to go back 2 wide for the lead here, and we're 2 wide for about a couple rows deep there. And just inside the top 10.
Good battle here for the lead once again. DJ Weeks is not going to lay down and let Noah Brown lead this whole race. He's going to look on the outside and try to get it for himself. He's getting a good run there off of turn number 2, but Noah is just sliding his truck up just enough to keep that run from really doing anything. You saw DJ Weeks do a little bit of a weave down the backstretch, trying to get some air, trying to break that draft from behind and maybe see if he can do something with the 65. But just typical of what you see in this type of racing, these trucks are more or less going to be flat out right now, so it's more so draft and momentum. And you see there, he's doing it once again, just trying to keep that truck wound up around the outside line. And you'll see once he gets here off of number 2, that number 97, he's going to have a really good run down the backstretch, and don't think it's going to be enough to do anything with that 65.
Somebody else that's starting to get their nose back up here. We mentioned him a lot tonight, Bojo. Started to have a really good run on DJ there, but I think what you were talking about with DJ trying to build up a run, it's absolutely working. He's getting close enough to Noah, but I don't think he's quite getting enough unless he can get a truck with him. And that's the difference there, is he's going to try to get to the outside of Noah. He's going to get really loose. He might lose the second spot here. Unless you have a second truck with you, once you get to the back of him, you're going to stall out, and it's not going to be fun. But we'll see if anybody's got anything for Noah Brown. Maybe Bojo's going to make a challenge here.
Yeah, Noah's loving what he's seeing in his mirror. Those 2 trucks, what they're doing is slowing each other down, basically, because they're making a bigger hole in the air than Noah's truck is. So looks like Bojo got a little bit clear. You can see his face. He's locked in. Well, no, he's not clear. He's got the 97 weeks below him once again. So they just split positions on the racetrack. Now Bojo's on the outside. And but you can see he's locked in. He's thinking what he's going to do on the racetrack. He's up at the P2. He's got to figure out a plan to get up there and go challenge Noah Brown for the lead.
Obviously, with a little bit more of a gap there, maybe if he can keep the momentum up, he'll have a little bit of a bigger run getting to the back of Noah Brown. A little bit further back in the pack here, Austin Beers starting to work his way up. He's up to the 15th spot, getting back to the pack where they're a little more grouped up, a little more to take advantage of. As we're seeing AJ Clemens right now trying to fend off Caden Tufts as he's fighting for the 10th spot right now, trying to. Austin Beers, a little bit of contact. Jake Scarborough got loose. They're going to be 3. They're going to be 4 wide, maybe. Carp's going to back out. They're 3 wide.
That was really close. I didn't see what happened there, but trucks were going all around the racetrack, and they're still kind of like on top of each other there through turns number 3. Daniel Gore right there in the 69, your half-one winner. He's right there in the middle there. I think literally in the middle of that group of trucks right there. And he's going to actually gonna make a move down below Beers here in turn number 1. I think he gained about 3 or 4 spots. Battle for lead, battle for second, actually. Sorry. Bojo gets around DJ Weeks. Ooh, some trouble for Gilly off there. Turn number 2. He got in the wall, and he's going to lose tons of spots there. Dropping outside the top 10, it looks like. Well, actually, right back to 9th, so right inside the top 10, but not what he wanted to see tonight. This battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th is heating up. It looks like DJ Weeks has fallen off just a little bit. He's lost 3rd place to Dallas Mahan and under fire from the 09 of Miller for 4th.
What these guys are doing right now, they're fighting this hard for 2nd. They've got to get in the line, and they've got to try to build up some momentum to get back to Noah Brown to have any of this matter right now. And unfortunately for them, they are losing time. And for Noah Brown, he's looking in his mirror going, yeah, it's okay. You guys can do that. I didn't have the greatest first half. I'm just going to walk away here and see what happens. But as they're starting to get sorted, they're already cutting into that gap little by little, and Noah Brown might have a contender here in about 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah, we'll have to see, because that 65 is taking advantage of the extra downforce on that truck. He has the most grip out there tonight. He's got all that air on his front splitter and pushing those front tires into the racetrack, something that no other truck in the field has. They are all in some sort of draft aero push. They are one and the same in these NASCAR stock cars. They can be good, can be bad. In these trucks up tracks like this, typically it's going to be bad, but it's also going to make you faster, so it's just something you got to kind of live with there. Big battle here back in P. Looks like that's P8. AJ Clemens, James Miller on the inside of the racetrack, looking for that spot. Caden Tufts, they've been in a battle pretty much for a few laps here, Ty. That little group of Tufts and Clemens, they can't seem to get away from each other. Battle for 2nd is heating up. Now Dallas Mahan decides he wants to have a gentle. Oh, caution. Yeah,
seeing Aaron Evans.
But... Ooh, big damage on that truck. He is missing multiple corners of that thing, and definitely going to be some repairs in the pit tonight. We'll have to see what happened there, but on lap 15. Ooh, with his not his teammate, but kind of endurance teammate there, Santiago. Not sure what happened there, but maybe some issues with the 48. He just kind of made a move down the backstretch, and the 88 was there.
Oh,
yeah.
He was trying to get around the 32, and just Santi was there, so yeah, it doesn't look like it was clear.
A little bit of a miscalculation there. Obviously, seeing the 32 have struggles, maybe trying to get under him. Like you said, those not knowing Santi was down there.
Everyone pit road, by the way.
Everybody pit road. Golly.
Or with it's a hard hit for the 48. That's going to be all but a race ender for him. That truck's not going to be competitive the rest of the night. He's missing about 3 corners on that car, and you saw his bumper flipping down the racetrack and coming back. Dewar, yeah, some strategy here. Looks like everybody but Dewar is going to be pitting, so that will be interesting to see on this restart, Ty. Just one truck.
Yeah, it's something I talked about earlier. That if we had a yellow at about the halfway point, which, I mean, we're right here, 44 laps, we're at 23, so we're going to restart at the halfway point. I thought it was going to be kind of a clear-cut call. This is definitely something that is a little interesting. How many tires, or sets of tires do we have in the pits? Do we just have one? Is that maybe why here?
I believe it is one for tonight, correct, yes.
So, I mean, maybe this is either going to go really well or it's going to go really bad. And truthfully, I think Ray Bracey took 2 tires here, so...
Ray Bracey and AJ Clemens each took... Well, I mean, I will believe that they took 2 tires. They had 10.6 seconds and 11 seconds, respectively.
So, yeah, they definitely... 2 tires and filled it up with gas as much as they could. Some interesting calls here. I think definitely Dusty's probably in the worst spot. He's actually going to change his mind. Maybe just looking for a lap lead, maybe.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. So that takes that out of the playbook. But the 2-tire call here, it might work out. All right, we don't really know how the tires are going to wear. They do wear a little bit less in the nighttime, a little bit easier on the tires, not as hot. And there's a whole lot more grip at night. So maybe we're going to see these guys not struggle too much, especially with them being teammates. I think they're going to try to help each other quite a bit. So might not be the worst play for 2 teammates to take 2 tires here.
Yeah, not at all. And it'll be very interesting because I love to gamble. We're in Las Vegas, so might as well. And for not so much for Ray, he was up there in the top 5 pretty easily. But AJ, he was running back there in about 8 to 11. So, it's more plausible to pass, that many cars in the pits than it is on the racetrack with about 22 to go here. So I like the call from AJ. I think it'll be interesting to see if we do go green. I think that those trucks that took 4 are going to have a bit of an advantage, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see because, it's Vegas and the trucks at night. Who knows how fresh those left side tires are? They could be perfect for all we know.
Yeah, it might work out. And honestly, I hope it does for these guys. It's going to be exciting if it does, right? These guys, Bojo's been fighting for the lead all race. Clemens has been a contender every race this season so far. What a story it would be.
Absolutely. And we'll have to see what happens here. Another restart coming your way. 21 laps to go once we get the green flag right there in the hands of Ray Bracy. Bad restart for him. He actually, we'll have to see about that restart from the 65. If race control will call that a lane change or not, but he definitely did have to make an evasive move from the 7. I think that was probably due to the poor restart, though. But either way, everybody is straight, and we are still green here at Las Vegas. The battle for the lead already heats up. Noah Brown is very aggressive with that 67. We saw those two have some troubles there during the Winter Series as well. Maybe some bad blood between those two, but Noah's going to be aggressive no matter what, and he's back out in the lead.
I have to imagine, though, that will be a lane change call. I know it was evasive action, however, still, Vic normally does not enjoy seeing that, and that was way before the line, so I would be surprised if we don't see a call here. But nonetheless, Noah Brown in the lead for the moment. AJ Clemens with a huge shove from Kynan Jones down the back straightaway. Going to try to challenge Noah Brown on this outside lane. Caden Tuff's up to P3, Dallas P4. Bojo able to hold on a little bit right now. He's just inside the top 10. And how about Thomas Capuano making his moves up?
Absolutely. Some new players up here in the top 5 of the race, coming down to under 20 laps to go. Kynan Jones, who you thought was Dylan Thomas last race, he's actually up there now, running in P3 or P4, challenging for P3 under AJ Clemens. Like I'm doing it again now. But a good race here for 19 to go. Still waiting on race control's call for that restart. Nothing yet. We'll probably be expecting here in the next 3 or so laps for either a call or a no call to be
Did they specify
given
it
to
was
us.
being reviewed?
I haven't heard anything, but I can't say that I've heard Vic normally call out things or doing things like that.
Yeah, no official word yet, so we'll just we'll keep you posted here. Battle for the lead heating up once again. Caden Tuff now on the outside of Noah Brown. He's a new player in the race tonight. Didn't see him much in half number 1. He finished P13. Wants to improve that by 12 spots here in half number 2. Close battle off of turn number 4. Both of those trucks have 4 tires on them. And those trucks with 2 tires, that's Ray Bracy in the 7 and Clemens. Clemens doing better of those 2 trucks, but Ray Bracy, he has fallen back to P11 right there. See that green, I believe that is a Toyota. That is definitely not a Toyota. That is definitely a Ford there on the outside. So it looks like those 2 tires are not working well for that 7 truck here, Ty.
Somebody that I mentioned early on, started in the back, working his way up just inside the top 10 now. That 19 of Austin Beers decided it was go time. Seen him make a lot of moves here late as he's trying to make his way back into the top 5. He's going to be a contender again. And Jake Scarborough, how about him? He struggled a little bit in half 1, made his way up there. He's looking for another solid finish, but Noah Brown still out front as we run right now. Caden Tuff's leading that outside lane. AJ Clemens leading the bottom. And we're going to have a whole lot of movers here. James Miller going to the bottom of 3. Clemens going to cut it off.
Yep, we're getting down to the end here. Just as we saw in half number 1, the stakes are high. The drivers are getting a little bit antsy here. Ooh, some contact there off of turn number 4. Just about. I don't think there was actually registered contact, but iRacing netcode giveth and it taketh sometimes, and it definitely let us keep going green there. That could have been a really bad accident. The 65 would have gone head on to the wall, and about 7+ cars would have been involved in that wreck for sure. But we're still green here off of turn number 2. The battle for the lead, not going anywhere. Noah Brown on the inside, still keeping it down there. Outside is Caden Tubbs. He's holding that truck around the outside. AJ Clemens looks like he's trying to do something. Maybe look 3, maybe do something looking really aggressive there. I thought he was going to look 3 there, Ty. I was ugh.
That certainly would have been a small window to fill for a large vehicle, but I saw what you were thinking. He might take it here. I don't know. It's Austin Beers, though. He's been pushing his teammate. We run on over James Miller here. They've been working their way through. Just outside the top 5 is Austin Beers. Just inside it is James Miller, and he is looking to get aggressive here. Right now he's looking at the inside of Kynan Jones for that 4th spot, and that outside lane is falling apart here for Kynan Jones and Caden Tubbs. Yeah, they are having some struggles. Everybody has moved down to the inside line. There's Austin Beers. He's back there in 7th place, trying to find some track position to make his move up to the front. He's looking on the outside of Miller. Not going to have any space there. Those two are teammates, so they won't do anything silly anyway, I don't believe. Ooh, Miller on Kynan Jones. That was almost some contact there off of turn number 2. These trucks are getting tight, and I got to think, down the end of this race there, particularly with that 67, maybe his tires are falling off just a little bit. It looks like he's having a little bit of trouble sometimes, particularly in 3 and 4, keeping that truck on the bottom.
Guys, I can't believe this. I think Miller has a higher heart rate than Kynan Jones.
No shot, really?
It's 124, and Kynan is 1. Okay, there was a second though where Kynan's was lower than Miller, because I think Miller was in the 130s. Yeah, right now it's higher. Yeah, right. Yeah.
I don't think we've ever seen that before on an OSCA broadcast where somebody's had a higher heart rate than Kynan Jones. Kynan may be starting to heat that back up, though, as he's just inside the top 5 fighting for Dallas Mayan. But at the front, Noah Brown still leads AJ Clemens, Caden Tubbs. Something that you were mentioning earlier, Cam, I wonder if maybe Clemens taking 2 tires, if it's making his truck a little freer on that short run, and now it's starting to get tight on him maybe, and that's why he's able to hang on up here. But either way, he's doing a phenomenal job so far.
Yeah, doing great work with those 2 tires, and not much to be said about that right now. He's right there behind the 65, maybe just waiting to make his move there. On your multicam here, you'll see the battle for, this is further back in the pack, that's for 13th. That's Zach Evans and Bojo. He has fallen back there on those 2 tires. Not working so well for him. That call did not play out, I don't think, because he was running the top 5 before that pit stop, and those 2 tires just not making that truck handle like it needs to.
Somebody who has worked their way up from the shotgun spot on the field, Dylan Gooden, just outside the top 10 in P11, sitting right behind our defending champion, Daniel Gore. He's had a great recovery race here. Maybe looking for a yellow, hoping to have a shot at this. As we look a little bit further back in the field, David Westergreen has been somebody who's been in a hornet's nest all night, and it's not changing yet. Zach Evans, Darren Staff, Bojo, Adam Peeler, Tim Conrad, they are bunched up, and if there's a wreck that's going to happen, I would assume that it's going to happen for the leader. It's going to happen there. Clemens in the wall.
Oh, wow. No caution just yet, but yeah, AJ Clemens definitely, he is slow down the backstretch, and a lot of damage to that truck. He's up to speed just a little bit again, but he's right back in that pack you were just talking about, Ty. He's going to be under fire from them.
He might be okay.
See what happened there.
He might be okay.
Voiced his frustration over the radio. But again, that's another truck that's going to be in that pack because they're 3 wide. Tim Conrad going to slide up towards David Westergreen just a little bit. No contact. They're going to hold it together. As we look back out to the front now, Noah Brown with a little bit of a lead over Caden Tubbs. Not too much, but that might open up the door for Caden to make a run, or these guys that are a little bit more packed up, they're squabbling, though, for the 3rd or 4th spot right now. So Noah Brown might be in a good shape here. Nobody really to help build a run. As we take you back to the 3-wide multicam here, Zach Evans, David Westergreen, AJ Clemens in that fight on the top of your screen. Battle for the lead at the bottom.
Yep, and it's still Noah Brown at the front. Caden Tubbs has not given up, though. He is not letting the 65 get away too far. Actually, good run there off of turn number 2. About the closest he's been in a couple laps. So if he's going to make that move, he's going to have to make it now. But what about that 73? This is the closest he's been up there all night. Been a while since we saw the 73 in Victory Lane, I believe. Long Beach, probably a couple seasons ago, was the last time we saw him park his truck in Victory Lane. And it was a car back then, the Xfinity car, and you gotta think that actually, both of those drivers probably looking for something here tonight. We're getting close off turn number 2. You see the smoke off the right side. These drivers are giving it all they got.
Something to note, we have a conglomerate of Toyotas trying to catch these front three. TMR, Redux, Dallas Myhan thrown in there from RKM, as well as Thomas Capuano
That's
from
not a
TMR.
Toyota.
So, well, yeah, I've seen thrown in there. It didn't work out. But either way, they're trying to run these top three down. 5 laps to do it. It's going to be tough. But if there's anybody that can do it, Austin Beers front heading that group. That's going to be a strong group.
Daniel Gore looking for a move on the bottom of my hand. That would be 4-7. He's not going to quite get there. I think these trucks are got to be falling off a little bit, even with the new tires. These trucks just don't look like they're able to make as many moves as they were earlier on this run. I think everybody's kind of, it was such a short run here, 20 or so laps until you got to this point where you had to go. And I think a lot of these trucks are probably just, the tires are probably a little bit cooked on them.
Yeah, that group that's trying to run them down, not really making any ground up. Low contact in the back, they're okay though, a little bit of squirming. Everybody's all right though. As we look back to the front there, Caden Tufts, we're on board with him. Noah Brown keeping that gap pretty consistent. 3 to go this time by. I can't imagine we're going to have much of a challenge here unless he builds up a run or gets a quick challenge. Maybe he's just trying to hold off until he can take a tee shot.
Yeah, 3 laps to go. Not a whole lot of time here. That's 90 seconds. So, gotta make the move now, and there's not a whole lot of time to do it. Not a lot of really places to do it either. So the high side in 3 and 4 doesn't work as well as it does in 1 and 2, so you have to kind of run the bottom line. Not a lot of opportunity to make a run there. Saw he actually lost a little bit of ground there from 3 and 4 to Noah Brown. 2 laps to go. Noah Brown really just has to keep it straight and hope that somebody else on the racetrack doesn't not keep it straight.
I don't know if that's really going to happen. These guys are spread out now all the way back through this field, maybe until we get to about actually, no, everybody's really single file. One car too wide, or 2 trucks too wide right now. That's Dylan Thomas and Santiago for the 16th spot. As Noah Brown right now going to take us through turns 3 and 4 for the final time, down through the front stretch. White flag is in the air this time by.
Not a big challenge from him. Still the same gap that's been all race, or all run. Caden Tufts trying to make something happen, going way low on the apron. Not going to make anything happen into turn number 1. It's going to be... He's going to have to try to maybe try a Chastain move in the wall there off of turn number 2. That might be all she wrote for him. He's going to be under fire from Kynan Jones, maybe Austin Beers, who's going for 3rd right now. The battle is for 2nd. Noah Brown is driving away, though, so off of turn number 4, it's going to be Noah Brown. A win for him in the Las Vegas 100 and a win for me in the broadcast tonight. Great job on that invert there, Noah Brown. He gets his first win of the season, and I believe that is his 3rd or 4th of his career. I'll have to check up on that, but definitely a good drive for him tonight. He made perfect use of that invert, got a really aggressive drive to the front, and just had a battle with AJ, had a battle with Caden, had a battle with other drivers, and he came out with the win tonight. Good drive for him.
The Redux Sweep.
Which that seems to be the name of the game this season, right? TMR takes Daytona. We go to North Wilkesboro, and it's split. And then we go to Auto Club, and it's Tate Lytle winning both races for South Shore. Now it's Redux here in Las Vegas. So 4 weekends, and 3 of them have been team sweeps. So that's seems to be the name of the game.
Yeah, and we're really getting into the heart of the season here. This is our first 1.5 mile event of the season. We had Daytona, we had a short track, we had Auto Club, which it's similar, but it's a 2-mile track that is now a Copart, unfortunately. And we have Dover next weekend, so we're in the heart of the season. We're going to really see who the players are, who we're going to have to look for towards the end of the championship. But you see the little Redux celebration there, Noah Brown and Daniel Gore. That's your half 1 and half 2 winners here tonight. And yep, like you said, Ty, Redux did not let another team get anything here tonight, so probably a good night for the team points for that organization.
Absolutely. Daniel Gore, 1 half 1, still going to come home P8. Jake Scarborough will be the 2nd highest finishing Redux truck in half number 2, P6. So a great night for them. You love to see it if you are a Redux fan, which I know there's a lot of them in the chat. Noah Brown doing his victory burnouts. We're going to run through the finishing order here for half 2. As Carlos is going to get that ready for us, and then we're going to roll right into our interviews here after that. So, obviously, as Cam mentioned, Noah Brown is your winner. Caden Tufts P2, Austin Beers P3, James Miller P4, Kynan Jones P5, Jake Scarborough 6th, Dallas Byhand 7th, half one winner Daniel Gore P8, P9 Thomas Capuano, and Dylan Gooden. How about a run for him? That's a huge shout out there. Started 29, kept it clean, brought it home with a top 10. That's the way to do it.
Absolutely. Ray Bracey comes home in 11th. That tire strategy did not work for him, but still a solid result in the end, so good job for him. Darren Staff did not get the result that we were looking for, probably in half number 2, but a good run nonetheless in 12th. Zach Evans comes home 13th. Neil Rutt 14th. Dylan Thomas 15th. David Westerling comes home 16th. Santiago Aguirre comes home 17th. Adam Peeler 18th. Dave Carpenter 19th. And Gilly with some troubles early on. He comes home in P20.
21st, Tim Conrad. 22nd, AJ Clemens. Tire strategy didn't work out for him either, plus that unfortunate contact. 23rd, Matt Hackathorn. 24th, Dakota Pignataro. Nate Hall, 25th. DJ Weeks, 26th. 27th, Dusty Dewar. 28th, Fidel Fabian. And 29th, Aaron Evans. And with that being said, we should roll right into our P3 interview for half 2. Cam, take it away.
All right, I got him right here. All right, Austin Beers, 3Y TV Food. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
All right, man. A second place and a third place tonight. That's a pretty good result. Wasn't able to get the win tonight. I know you were talking in the team chat beforehand. You said you didn't want to start P23 again. You started 20th, so I'd say you met the goal there. But talk us through your night. Talk us through the differences between half 1 and half 2, and maybe anything you could have done differently.
I don't think I could have done much differently, honestly. It's kind of a struggle getting through the pack with the way the tires wear. You can only run the bottom before it crosses over to where you need to be on the top. Like if you're, let's say it's 9 laps into a run, you gotta start getting to the top, especially if it gets singled out, because you're gonna drop like a rock on the bottom with how tight the trucks get. But no, just definitely a good points night for us, especially with Tate not being here. Obviously, you like to win, but you know when you can walk away from starting 20th in half 1 on a short half and getting second, and start 21st in this half and getting third, you can't really complain. So just kind of proud of what we did tonight. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I could have done anything different. Just never really got the clean air of the lead where I could have, blocked or anything. But yeah, like I said, just pretty proud.
Question I want to ask: that first half, 23 laps. I think I've been in plenty of races where we paced for well over that. So really, really short race. What's the mindset with a race like that? Is there any saving whatsoever, or is it just as soon as the green flag comes out, you just got to send it?
Just you gotta get the spots when you can, but you also have to save when you can. It's definitely a balance you have to manage. Of even if you could lift a little bit here entering the corner just to save that right front just that little bit, just in like a certain section of the corner, or maybe I gotta go wide open this corner just to get around this guy because it'll save me 2 or 3 laps down the road and help with tire management as well. So just picking them off one by one as quickly as you can. If you could, the biggest move you can make later in runs here is when they're 2x2, and my biggest thing here tonight was just there's a gap middle 3 and you have to take it because the outside guy doesn't have enough momentum. It breaks off his, and then you can use the tightness of the guy on the bottom to where he will maybe drift up in you a little bit and get himself tight, and you can get both of them. Because when they're 2x2 like that, you're trapped. You're in a box. There's nothing you can do. You can't go 3 wide bottom. You're gonna get tight and wreck them both. So, making smart but sometimes risky decisions is what kind of propelled me to get this top 3.
It was a great run. Next week we have Dover. I don't think we've been there in several seasons in OSCA, and one of the few times I'm really wishing that I was probably in a truck. One of my favorite tracks. Dover's just such an incredible place to race. But how are you feeling about that one?
I'm excited to head back there. When we ran the Xfinity cars there, I was pretty good. Actually, my first ever, it wasn't OSCA back then, it was Cloud 9 race back in the day. It was my inaugural race with the series, and I won it back when we were ID racing with Vincent Isabella and Shane DiMantova. So, feels good to go back to where I got my first OSCA win. Excited to see what the rest of the year brings as well.
Awesome. Well, I average finished 2.5 on the night. That is the best for tonight. You got any shout outs for us tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank obviously the Shark Lounge, Troy Race Cars. Shit, where's my car? The Joy Seating, everybody on our team, Team Mixed Rich. It's fun racing with these guys. I really enjoy it, honestly. It's a kind of a breath of fresh air. Just being with my buddies Tom and getting to know James and Matt more, and we're working well together. Obviously, we suck at qualifying with these with how these momentum tracks are, so we just got to figure that part out. But me and James are working really well together, moving through the pack at the end there, and unfortunately, Matt got a cone on his truck, and it kind of hindered his performance in this half. But Tom did a great job as well, not wrecking with Kynan, so we always appreciate that. But also thanks to you guys, you guys do a hell of a job every week.
Thank you, and thank you for the update on Matt's truck. A cone. All right, that's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, just
If it's
one of
gonna
those
happen,
things.
it's gonna happen to him.
Yeah, of course.
Well, thank you for talking to us tonight. Appreciate you taking your time to throw some words our way so we can put them on YouTube for everyone in the world to see whenever they want. Great run tonight.
Thanks to Carlos for bringing me up tonight. He kind of jipped me last week. I'm just giving him a little hard time.
I picked you
He was
for
upset.
half two, so you got me good points.
All right, yeah, you're welcome. Just trying to help you out, pal. I knew it in the back of my head. I heard it. I was like, I gotta get Carlos these points, Oh, I can't hear anymore, by the way.
No, I don't think anybody
we
said
actually
anything.
we went radio silent.
We kicked him out. We're good.
All right, well, I'm gonna
let's
bring
get Caden up here.
P2 in half number 2, Mr. Caden Cuffs. Caden, it's time for the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Hi.
Hi, buddy. Well, you did good. You had a great restart there with the invert. You got a P10 in half 1, and you drove your butt off, and you got P2 here in half 2. So take us through your night. We know you were squabbling up there, man. You, Kynan, and AJ Plemons, and Noah Brown. You guys were sitting there dooring and racing like crazy. So run us through your night and tell us how you felt out there.
Half 1 was intense, starting dead last pretty much. I guess it was dead last. And I made it to 10th, I want to say. Maybe it's better than that.
Top 10. Top 10.
Yeah, that was pretty intense. 3 rows or 4 rows, 3 wide deep, something like that. And then half 2 started 13th, and we made it to 2nd. And I tried passing Noah. I tried getting everything I could, and I went a little too far and pancaked the wall a little hard. And yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, P2, I don't really know exactly where you finished so far this season, but that's got to feel good, right? 1.5 miles, a track where it felt like it was really just you were where you were and you had to be aggressive, but you were able to defend a lot there. A double top 10, and that's a great night for Weekend Woodsmen. I think you and Kynan ended it off pretty well there. Looking to next week at Dover, obviously a track that we haven't been to, like Cam said earlier, and in quite a few seasons. How do you feel going into that and taking this momentum from here to there?
Yeah, I mean, this is a great roll. I mean, it's the first actual finish I have this season, so I either have like a whole bunch of DNFs or not even a start. So it's great to come up with these results. Going into Dover, I mean, that's where I picked up my first win in the league. So hopefully we can go get another one maybe for Weekend Woodsman. If not, I mean, I'll take another 2nd, 3rd, even a top 5.
All right, buddy. Well, we know you got a lot of guys that get you here and put you on the racetrack. So any shout-outs you want to give before we send you on back to hang out with the fellas?
Yeah, of course. Weekend Woodsman, of course. Tim, he has been letting me race for him ever since I've been in OSCA. So huge shout-out to him. And then all my sponsors, Timberley Beverage Room, Guysboro Transfer, LBT Pallets, I already said Timberley Beverage Room. Got Bradwater Mortgages. Who else do we have? I'll figure it out. I'm not used to this yet. I still have to get to use some of my sponsors. We lost a few and gained a few, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I gotta imagine when you have as many sponsors as Austin Beers and you're competing with him for that, it's probably a little tricky to remember everybody to get you here. But nonetheless, buddy, great run tonight. It was exciting to watch you get out there and fight. And unless Cam's got anything for you, we're gonna let you head on back.
Thank you.
That's
All
it
right,
for me.
buddy.
Just good luck next week.
Thank you, Cameron.
All right, that was P2 in half to Mr. Caden Tufts, and I believe that leaves us our 2 winners on the night.
Yeah, I got one of them here. Noah Brown, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, that concludes our interview with you tonight. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So you had a P1 finish in half number 2 and a really good run there in half number 1. Just an unfortunate finish, and looked like you might have had a dub on tonight. But take us through half 1, half 2, and how was the track out there tonight?
Half 1 wasn't too much. Pretty much, I just gambled on the tires. I felt like with the amount of time in the race, we could just kind of send it and see what happened, which worked out pretty good. I didn't think I was going to get the win with the tires after those guys got up to me, but I just got shuffled back and then had a netcode incident with another driver. So it's all good. There's no hate there. It just happened. So had a decent run there going on, but ended up finishing in not top 15, just outside the top 15, I believe. So, yeah.
Well, how about your half number 2? Because that's the one you actually won. That one you kind of made use of the invert, started 7th. It looks like you had no will to stay further than behind the second since through lap 2 of the race, because you made it to the lead on like lap 3, I believe. So, looked like it was pretty smooth sailing. You controlled most of the race. What was your biggest kind of challenge of the night?
Just at the start of the race there, I just wanted to get up toward the front of the pack, knowing that being outside of any aero wash, it would save tire. It would waste a little bit of fuel, but that didn't matter with the caution coming out. But other than that, just challenging things was just avoiding other drivers that are causing mayhem, trying not to get involved with the typical drivers. But we made it through. Caden Tufts put on a good battle there. He was super clean. I ended up pulling away on the tires at the very end. So that's all it came down to, really.
Well, you made good use of it. First win of the season. Your 3rd or 4th of your career. I think it's one of those 2 numbers. I can't tell off the top of my head, but I think it is one of those. So definitely good to see you get that win tonight. And we have Dover next week, which is quite a different style of racetrack, and I think probably going to be outside of North Wilkesboro. Yeah, 2nd race of the year. We're not going to see much of drafting at all. How are you feeling about Dover? We haven't gone there in OSCA in like 6 seasons, I believe, 6 or 7 seasons. So nobody really has a recent drive at Dover. It's going to be kind of fresh for everybody. How are you feeling about it?
Feeling okay. I don't have any experience at Dover, so it's a fresh slate learning it. We do have a good driver coach on the team, though, that'll help us get through, who has a lot of experience at the track. So we'll make it happen. We'll see what we can do there. Hopefully get a top 10 or a top 15, hopefully top 10. But we're just trying to claw back some points after getting that suspension.
Hey, you mentioned that driver coach. Who do you have coaching for you?
I'd rather not say. It's a bit embarrassing, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's some washed guy, I heard.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep that off the broadcast just to keep it safe for work. So, all right. I think that's all I had for you, Noah, and about the races themselves. Unless Ty has anything else, I think we'll go to your shout-outs. Who got you here tonight?
Primary sponsor 3 Wide TV did really good. They got us a good truck going. Everyone else on Redux Racing is super supportive. We had a good couple practice sessions going into the race. Friends and family as always. Daniel is a good friend of mine, so we're really close. We try to get the best races out of it. Coordinating the team is a lot of fun with him. He makes it easy on me. So other than that, I mean, just thanks to the sponsors and the designers on the car. And yeah, go on to next week. Hopefully get a good finish.
Yes, sir. Well, good run tonight. It was fun seeing you out there in the lead, half 1 and half 2, making those moves, being aggressive. Definitely will be fun to see it next week as well. So thank you. That's Noah Brown, your winner in half number 2. Let's go ahead and kick him out and I believe, yep, it's Daniel Gore. Ty, you got Daniel?
I've got you.
Well, Wallace, it's growing up in the booth. Had to throw that in at some point. Man, you were one of the best trucks tonight to watch. You were making a lot of smart moves. I felt like you were kind of there. Like, I'm not going to say that you were Dale Earnhardt and you could see the air, but anytime that there was a move that was really unfortunate that was made around you, you were the one that benefited the most from it. And it was really exciting to watch. So obviously, take us through your race. You were really working well with your teammates there, getting through the field. You had a long way to go back from the invert, but you were able to claw your way back up to a top 10 there in half two. So take us through your night.
I had a good feeling going into this race. I did Road to Pro here last season. I got a long race under my belt here once already, so I had a feeling it'd be something similar to that, but tire models changed since then, so it was going to be a little bit different. It was, the wash was the biggest problem, and there were a few drivers not name a few, that were being kind of a problem. But thankfully we got around them, survived. It was kind of chaotic, and in the second half, the invert, it was just so hard to pass people once you got in there, the dirty air, and I think it was Dallas on the last few laps, I just could not get by him. The outside was better, but he kept pinning me down to the inside, but to get a win in the top 10, I'm super pleased.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel like when you come to a racetrack like this with this package where it's like a smaller Daytona and it's a lot more chaotic, to get out of here with 2 top 10s and one of them being a win, that's always great. But nonetheless, we were talking about how whenever you guys were starting to make your way to the front, you are always making those moves there. We saw AJ Plemons make a couple. You guys were always in a hornet's nest too. Like everywhere that we looked, there was a hornet's nest somewhere. Did you feel like being around, and having to make those moves to get clear of that? Was that why everybody was so aggressive tonight? Do you think that was really an issue?
Yeah, absolutely. The track position was key. It was, if you got onto that inside, you're making a move and you're 3 wide, 4 wide, and you just had to get there. If you didn't get there, you just get shuffled back and you get the dirty air more, and it was just a pain. And so you had to be aggressive, had to be aggressive pretty quick too, like on the restarts and the restart especially. Just take every opportunity you can, even if it ends up being a bad one in the slightly longer run. Just take it.
All right, buddy. Well, next week we look at Dover. It's a track that we haven't ran in OSCA in a while. I don't know if you have any starts there. No, because I don't think we ran OSCA.
Big fat zero. I don't even own the track yet. So
so you know we're in the same boat. Well,
yep.
Noah mentioned that you've got a washed driver coach. It's going to be helping you guys a lot. Don't know who the guy is, but I've heard he's washed. So you guys are probably going to be doing a lot of practicing for that, I'm sure. But how do you feel like you guys are going to adapt to that going into next week?
Dover's more of like a short track, right?
It's in the middle, I'd say.
A short immediate.
Cam, you'd say so, right? Like in the middle there?
Yeah, it's like a big Bristol.
A big Bristol. Well, Bristol's not one of my stronger tracks, so if I'm not mistaken, we might be in the points lead right now. I'm just going to survive. I'm going to do what I did tonight. I mean, and if I come away with top 10 or top 5, I'd be pretty pleased with that. Especially, I think that's just a good goal to set when you go into a track you've never been to before. So, top 5, top 10, I'll be happy with that.
All right, buddy. Well, unless Cam's got anything for you, we're going to let you get your shout-outs in and go and celebrate a Redux week.
Just one question. So, Dan, I think our 3 wide TV viewers would really, really love to know, when are you going to buy Dover?
When am I going to buy Dover? Probably Tuesday night. Tuesday night. I'm gonna leave
right for Thursday.
Just
kind of send it in there.
Yeah, going blind. Why not?
It might. Who knows? It might end up going to win.
Who knows?
That's all I had.
All right, buddy. Well, who have you got to thank to get you?
All right. Got to thank the team first, obviously. A sweep. The first sweep on a drafting track. So, pretty happy with that. I want to thank Darren as well for racing me clean like he did in that first race. That was a super fun battle, and if it wasn't for Beers getting side by side with him, he probably would have had a run on me because he took 4, I only took 2. So I'm surprised I was even as quick as he was then at the end. So I got to thank Darren, a few of our sponsors, and I want to thank Carlos for 3 wide because They sponsor our team now, and I don't think I've done that in any interview yet. So I want to thank Carlos too.
All right, buddy. Well, yeah, we appreciate it and everything that you do on the track and supporting 3Y TV and getting our name out there. But, buddy, we're going to let you go celebrate with Noah and the rest of the team, and hopefully we talk to you guys next week.
Hopefully so.
All right, that was half one winner, Mr. Daniel Gore. And Cam, we talked about it. It was going to be crazy. It was going to be wild. And I think while it was a little bit calmer than we thought it was going to be, we still saw a lot of great battling there in half one. Half two was a little more calm.
Yeah, it was two really good races. That first half, definitely a little more crazy, a little more side-by-side, three-wide, battles all throughout the field. Half two calmed down near the end, but it definitely started out pretty crazy. And these short invert sprint or not really sprint, but sprint feature type races, I'm really loving how they're playing out here. So we've got a lot of great racing for you here on 3Y TV for the rest of the season. OSCA is at 9 p.m. Eastern on Thursday nights, right here on 3Y TV. Next week we have Dover, first return there in about 6 or 7 seasons for this league. It's a fresh slate for everybody, and I believe the last time we ran it in this league, it was with the Xfinity car, so that would have been quite a while ago. So, yep, a really good race here tonight, Ty. I am so excited about next weekend or next week. Dover's one of my favorite tracks. I think we're going to see just a really good race there. So that's it for us tonight. I'm Camera Rich, Ty in the booth here, Carlos man in the cameras. Have a good night, everybody.